I'm really excited about this next set of videos. In the previous videos in the Drupal 8 Developer Prep Collection, we covered object-oriented programming and working with Symfony, and so far we haven't really touched much on Drupal 8. And this is the point where that changes, where everything that we've learned gets applied back to Drupal 8. And you can see in retrospect why it's been important to cover things the way that we have. Like I mentioned at the beginning of this series, Drupal 8 is currently in development as this video series is being recorded. Now, it's been under development for a couple of years now. Now, we're just about to the point where there will be a beta release of Drupal 8. So the vast majority of items that would have changed from Drupal 7 to Drupal 8 are already in place. In this next section, we're going to be using the Alpha 12 version of Drupal 8, and even though there might be some minor changes between now and the time that Drupal 8 gets released, the majority of what you learn here will be directly applicable to the Drupal 8 that you end up using in the field. Now, before we can start applying what we've been doing to Drupal 8, there's one more component that we need to cover in Symfony, which is the YAML component. We talked about YAML early on in this series, but we haven't used it yet in the process of building out a framework on top of Symfony. Once you understand YAML, it will clarify a lot about the way that Drupal 8 structures its configuration. Now, so far through this series, we've built a framework on top of Symfony. The framework includes a couple of controllers, including one that tells us whether a particular year is a leap year or not. And if you've been following along, you can use that same code base from here on out. But I also wanted to give people the opportunity to start from here and not have to build up that code from scratch. So we're going to do that here. And instead of using the Drupal 8 snapshot that we used in the previous videos, we're going to use Drupal 8 Alpha 12.